All right, in this video, I'm going to lay out the case for why Nikolai Mushegian's investigation should be reopened on his cause of death. Credit to Kurt Walker Jr. and it looks like Adam Media on X. And I'm going to break it down for you. This is the guy who created Maker DAO. It is a very important and influential figure in the crypto ecosystem and even in Bitcoin, in the original Bitcoin. And this is something that really needs to get out there. So I'm going to challenge the investigation to reopen based on this video, so stay tuned. Nikolai Mushegian, a crypto pioneer and early contributor to Maker DAO, drowned on the very same day he had accused the CIA and Mossad of running a pedo ring in the Caribbean. Now, this is pointed out to me by Kurt Walker Jr. just on the 12th. So he tweeted that that specific message from Twetch, which is a Bitcoin SV powered blockchain, to Twitter client embedded on the chain, something that can never be deleted. He understood the power of true scalability and public blockchain and did not care about social stigma. Here he was. He was an American computer scientist with a software engineering background, best known for contributions to software platforms, decentralized autonomous organizations, and finance. He's an American, born in Kentucky. Now, on his X profile, it says LARPers who self-style as CEOs or CTOs or VCs are a bigger problem than the establishment. They can't build anything. I'll sell you out in 2 seconds. Now, here's his last X post. CIA on the side, right here, October 28th, 2022. They are going to frame me with my laptop planted by my ex-girlfriend who was a spy. They will torture me to death. Then he dies and drowns. I think it was later that day or the next day. Now, importantly enough, he was also talking about the Federal Reserve, and he was also talking about, like I said, the child abuse. Now, I asked Grok, now this is Grok 4, which I have a lot of complaints about so far, but I'm testing it out on X, okay? And I've massaged it to getting it to this point about this. So, a lot of back and forth, but now I'm here to get a little background and summary. Nikolai was a pioneering figure the reason for this, let me just premise this a little better. The reason for this is, all right, so I want to make the case here for why either the investigation was inadequate and they did not consider the law, or maybe the family or the authorities did not consider the law on this, and the importance and significance of what's called a deathbed statement. It's not hearsay. When somebody makes a statement on their deathbed or on their day of death, whether it's a will or in this case it's a statement under duress. I'm under threat. I'm going to be tortured to death. Like help, 911. It's like a 911 call. That statement is considered highly credible. It's not hearsay. It's highly credible under the law. And that is the basis for why this should be opened. They say they don't have any evidence. That right there is enough. That's personal testimony. Now, let me show you what I got. All right, Nikolai was a pioneering figure in the blockchain space as a decentralized finance in DeFi. He co-founded Maker DAO in 2015, contributing significantly to the development of DAI, the first decentralized stablecoin backed by collateralized assets rather than fiat currency. His work advanced smart contract technology, enabling decentralized lending protocols that disrupted traditional banking systems. Mushegian also contributed to projects like Balancer. He was an advocate for open source innovation, donating millions to causes, etc. Death. On the 28th of October, now let's look here. This is on TreeTat, showing that Kurt noted that this is the one. It's embedded on chain. October 31st. So the X post was October 28th, 1:57 a.m. All right, so now back to Grok. Look at that. The same day, So one something in the morning, he writes that. Later that day, he's dead. He's drowned. His body was discovered. Well, back to what he wrote. He wrote, CIA and Mossad and a pedo elite are running some kind of sex trafficking, entrapment, blackmail ring out of Puerto Rico. He was living in Puerto Rico at the time and the Caribbean islands. They're going to frame me with my laptop planted by my ex-girlfriend who was a spy. They'll torture me to death. Okay. He was found fully clothed in Coronado Beach with his wallet after being swept out by strong ocean currents. The incident occurred hours after he posted that cryptic tweet alleging to be a conspiracy theory. Nothing to see here. Investigation. The San Juan Police Bureau conducted the initial investigation, ruling the death as an accidental drowning due to hazardous rip currents at the beach, which is known for such dangers. An autopsy concerned drowning as the cause with minor skull laceration noted, but attributed to rocks or waves, not violence. No signs of foul play were found, and the case was not treated as suspicious. Family statements and associates included crypto entrepreneur Brock Pierce, Tether, basically one of the founders of Tether, suggested possible mental health issues. He was paranoid, schizophrenic. That's what Brock Pierce says. Brock Pierce has an interesting background, Disney, right? There was charges of actual, I think he had criminal charges, definitely civil charges or cases about underage abuse, potentially contributing to reckless behavior. As of July 2025, no new investigations or reclassifications have been determined. It says it was an accident. So there's been no investigation. The statements made at the time of death. His final public statement was made under delete shitcoin, the CIA Mossad, which we've read. The law regarding evaluation of statements made at time of death. So in the U.S. law applicable in Puerto Rico, statements made near the time of death alleging threats of duress or torture are evaluated under evidentiary rules, primarily the dying declaration exception to hearsay. Federal rules of 804B2 and Puerto Rico equivalent 64B2 for admissibility in criminal is homicide, wrongful death proceedings, and statements must be one, made by an unavailable decedent, declarant. 2, under the belief of imminent death. 3, concern the cause or circumstances of the death. Courts assess reliability based on context, requiring proof by preponderance of evidence. If not, qualifying as a dying declaration, alternatives like executed utterance, state of mind, exceptions may apply to show fear of not proven facts. Vague or unsupported claims. Conspiracies are scrutinized and often excluded without corroboration. Supreme Court precedents like Crawford versus Washington 2004 limit use against confrontation clause challenges, emphasizing historical reliability. Before we get to this part, what's in the news though is what? Like right now, it's all about this child ring with Epstein. Is it not? That's coming out now. People want to know more about it. What happened? Why is it coming out? Where are all these files? Who was there? It's big time out right now. People are demanding it to come out. They want to know more about it. Well, this right here is super relevant. This guy was exposing something like that in Puerto Rico. He said that. So that's not there's nothing. That's not nothing to see. We know now there is something to see, something to investigate. And there's a connection here. This guy he made a deathbed plea on X that morning. Then he drowns. No, that's what they said. He drowned. That needs to be reopened right away. Now let me just finish the point on why the connection to Bitcoin's original design. So we got here known statements on Twitch. Now, funny, the Grok, this is another complaint about Grok 4. Totally either pre-programmed biased intent, or it's either, like it's just reading off of Reddit apparently, or it's just poorly done. right? So either it's slanted or poorly done, because I'll prove to you, oh, there's nothing about Twetch. No known statements by him mentioning Twetch or anything about Twetch, which were found in public records or social media. However, he expressed positive views on, well, first of all, that's false, because we know right here, Twetch, this was a Twetch post that he made. It was a linked app, like Kurt said. So Kurt mentioned here, he says, he tweeted that a specific message from Twetch, which is a BSV-powered blockchain, to Twitter client. He understood the power of true scalability, public blockchain, and didn't care about Sigma. So that was on Twetch. But Grok doesn't seem to know that. So posting about it here, he says, however, he expressed the positive views about Bitcoin SV, Big Block Bitcoin, and the original Bitcoin protocol. Several tweets in 2022 positioning BSV as the real, quote, real Bitcoin and scaling intention. Examples were, he stated that BSV represents, quote, the immutable original Bitcoin protocol, end quote, with unbounded scaling, citing 50,000 transactions a second, testnets of 300,000 transactions a second. He described BSV as a big block UTXO with finalized protocol at massive scale. He claimed CSW is not Satoshi, but BSV is the real Bitcoin, implying that the original white paper and vision was, quote, NSA GQH project to end the Illuminati central banker chokehold. He claimed that the original Bitcoin's white paper was a, quote, NSA GQHC project to end the Illuminati central banking chokehold via scalable, naturally emergent common law plain design. He noted liking both ETH and BSV, uniquely advising BSV's focus on Web 2.5 microtransactions over compatibility challenges. Having viewed the infighting and, quote, bullish and challenge explanations for its fork from BCH, implying incompetence or sabotage in the alternatives. This reflects his support for big block scaling and original Bitcoin's design. Though he wasn't directly referenced from the white paper, no contradictory or additional statements on these topics were identified. So that's from the new Grok 4 as an analysis here. So I compel that we reopen the investigation on this, on his death. And that is, his name is Nikolai. Okay, I'm getting a problem with the name here, but hold on. Yeah, so back to Nikolai. Nikolai Mushegian, rest in peace. Credit to Adam Media for posting this, getting it to my attention via Kurt, and getting the word out there. Because we do know from what I've shown you here, there has been no investigation. I mean, when somebody says they're under duress at a deathbed, I showed you the law and what Grok even said when we broke down the Supreme Court case. That's not considered hearsay. That's material. That's a material witness. So he says at his death, he's being threatened under duress. He's going to be tortured to death. So he's going to be murdered, he's saying. Now they said he was committed suicide. That's called no investigation. This is Sutra Bilal case, in San Francisco with ChatGPT 1.0 right here. And by the way, on the Sutra Bilal case in San Francisco, there's no update, really. They've got two attorneys playing games back and forth with patty cake. And I reached out to the decedent's mother, Sutra Bilal's mother, on X, just kind of, did a reply. And I said, you need to either fire those attorneys, okay, or tell them to immediately depose Sam Altman. All right, do it yourself if they won't do it. Because more news is coming out about Altman, and he says that it's just more stuff that's coming out. He needs to be on the stand. So does Mayor Louis, both of them. And that case is active. That can happen. But you got two attorneys playing patty cake, literally patty cake, back and forth on billable hours to the poor client and the city, and they're playing a game. And no discoveries being done. So this case is totally open, like there's an open case, but nothing's been investigated. So I call for the investigation into Nikolai from Cash Patel and the FBI. They really are the ones that need to do this right now. So I, hit the ones if you like this video. Considering doing lives, kind of getting the word out there a little bit more. But that's all I got. Thanks, Kurt, and the others who found this information. And God rest his soul, man. Rest in peace. He was a pioneer, and it looks like a hero in the space. Never found out about it until now. Let's find out the truth. It's all connected to this whole Epstein file list, it looks like. So I'll see you at the top. My name's Gavin at the ones.